All righty then, let's talk about the final thoughts for Tank Davis taking on Ryan Garcia tomorrow night at April 22nd. Y'all know the final thoughts is the reaction to the weigh-in, the last thoughts on the fight itself. You had some little bit of action at the weigh-in today. Bernard kind of riled up, and De La Hoya out here. You know what type of king wear leather, wear leather, wear leather. What do you say? What type of king wear leather pants in the middle of the summer at the birthday bash? Yeah, yeah, I already get the leather pants. Whatever going on there, but let's spit on the whole situation. Be my last little 2 cents on this whole situation, man. And tomorrow night they do the fighting. So um don't forget you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. We everywhere, Amazon Music. If you are listening to the podcast, I encourage you to do so. You can do it without it's free. I just ask y'all to subscribe or follow whatever podcast you listen to and rate it. Best way you can donate right now, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link is in the description and in the link tree. Cash App and Venmo roll at the bottom of your screen. Appreciate the thumbs up. Well, yeah, man, let's cook. Let's cook, man. The weigh in, they both made the weight. Ryan looked pretty good. Now, one of the reporters that's close to Ryan said Ryan immediately sat down after the weigh-in. Tank Davis was up there saying, I know you just got done working out. Ryan was like, well, I just ate breakfast. To me, I don't understand why Gervonta was so infatuated. It's not like he trying to punk Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? And he tries to get a mental edge over his opponents and all that type of stuff. But, I mean, why are you so, at the end of the day, he just continued to make himself look bad for this weight. Like, yeah, I know you just got done working out. You're lying. He putting so much emphasis on the weight. Like, every time you try to just get into the event, the weight get brought up by De La Hoya, the weight get brought up by Tank Davis, the weight get brought up by somebody else. And it's just to the point where you like, bruh, that probably gonna be a factor. Not only are they fighting at 136, Ryan ain't made the 35-pound limit since Luke Campbell in 2021, January 2nd to be exact, right? When you continue to look at all of that, and then he got a 10-pound rehydration clause. So, I mean, then you put a 10-pound rehydration clause on there for him, and it's like, it is what it is. They gonna do what they do. You just hope that it's gonna be an excuse if Ryan Garcia lose. We know it. We know that's gonna be the excuse if he lose. But I think both physically, look good. Ryan made the weight. He said he was on weight this morning. Said he ate breakfast. Chose some yogurt and granola. And then a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people peeped. I ain't been on social media today. But you notice how late they had this weigh-in. A lot of people was trying to say that the weigh-in had already happened. So they had this weigh-in at 3:00. West Coast Pacific Standard Time. They had this weigh-in at 3:00, bro. So what that tell you is Gervonta trying to get every advantage as possible. This weigh-in should have been 3:00 Pacific Standard Time. That's when it should have been. It should have been 3:00 Pacific Standard Time. See, the weigh-ins on the East Coast at 12:00, so that's the equivalent of 3:00. That's when the weigh-in should have been. And Tank Davis and PBC trying to get a late weigh-in, so he don't have that much time to rehydrate or nothing. So he got to hold that weight a little bit more. Even with the 10-pound rehydration clause, they trying to squeeze as much advantage as they can. And like I said before, if they got to get this type of advantage versus Ryan Garcia, bro, just imagine the advantages if you put him in the ring with Shakur and Devin Haney that they gonna try to ask for and they gonna try to fight for. Like I said, boxing is so thirsty for Boxing is so thirsty for a super fight. They call it anything a super fight. These two guys who, by a lot of people's opinion, they're not they ain't battle tested. They can say, well, they under 30, this is super fight. They both got social media followings and all that stuff, and that's cool. That's cool. You know, but when people cash in, are people showing up to the weigh-in because it's free? Because it's free. That's what people showing up. It's free to the weigh-in. But I mean, a lot of people talking about the fight where people show the same love with they cash. You know, where they show the love with they cash. It's a simple fact. Both look good. Ricky 245, what's going on, brother? Both look in good shape. I mean, obviously you're gonna get, Ryan look a little bit sunken in, but it is what it is. Ain't nobody tell him don't fight don't fight since July. Well, he said PBC did tell him that. He did say that. That PBC told him that don't take a fight. But then it sounded like he could have took a fight, just chose not to take a fight. So, I mean, that's up to him. But, he ain't fought in what? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So he ain't fought in about 9 months. He ain't fought since 9 months. And I don't think we talking about that enough, but he made the weight. So it wasn't like he was that far out of shape. So he made the weight, and he said he ate breakfast. So the late weigh-in, like, it is what it is. They trying to get every little advantage that they can. They trying to get every advantage that they can with that late weigh-in. But it's to the point where it is what it is, bro. That's what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is, but I always said I think this fight would deliver inside the ring. I think it will. I think it got like a 5% chance to be a dud. And I think a lot of that 5% goes into, like, if something like Bernard versus Chad Dawson happened, or somebody get injured or something like that. I think that's the only chance it got a chance to be a dud, if that make any sense. I think it's no way this fight ain't fireworks. It's no way this fight don't end in fireworks. Like I said, they could talk about, which fight is more meaningful and between this and Haney. This fight is better if you like action-packed fights. It's simply the better fight. If you like thumping, you like punching, you can say what you want to say about them getting in the ring with each other and what they've done and what they haven't done in the ring and all that. We can say that all day. But stylistic wise, it make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? And they putting a lot of capital in this fight. But I'm just glad it's a fight on. Because if too many weekends go by and ain't no fight on. But then again, ain't nobody fucking fighting. That's the problem. Too many weekends go by and ain't nobody fighting, bruh. Or when they do fight, it's like fights that you really just don't care about. Like, if these dudes gonna be fighting once a year, they need to be explosive fights. You know what I'm saying? These need to be explosive top tier fights. Fights that people want to see. And people want to see this fight. People want to see this fight. But, physically, man, ain't no complaints. Ryan Garcia signed up for a particular fight. He signed a contract. He went out his way to make the fight. I don't think anybody can complain about the weight. Now, if the weight affect the product, noticeably will affect the product, I mean, but Eric, you had the choice to watch or pay for it, watch and pay for it, or stream it, or not to watch it at all. It's as simple as that. Might as well, Craig, man. Stimulate your mind, man. It's Friday. I mean, it's up to nobody make you buy it. Nobody making you buy it. Nobody making you talk about it. I just think a lot of people thirsty for just something in boxing. People thirsty for something in boxing. And this is something. Well, like I said, it's gonna deliver in the action pack wise. It's gonna deliver. Unless somebody tweak an ankle or something, parachute man fall in the arena, there's no way this fight don't deliver. I simply can't see it. Two punchers, when we come on in the play that they ain't fought nobody, I think that make it their vulnerabilities in this fight, especially Ryan Garcia, make it even more fun to watch. Because when guys come in with minimum holes or holes that ain't been exposed, then it's a chess match. It make another fighter tentative, even without power. You tentative. You just you thinking about you just thinking about how I'm exposed this, or how can I get past this? And what I'm saying, when you got somebody got a hole, guess what? You a little bit more confident when you did your film work, or you see these openings that you can exploit on film. Now it's different when you get in there and you see them openings in there. They might not look as open. Well, you got two guys in there that's polished. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a fill out period. And some people like a chess match. I ain't mad at it. I like the boxing chess matches, and a lot of those fights come down to who land the first punch. Cause then that's when the fight break out. Or that's when they get competitive. But to the casual fan base, they want fire. I got that fire. I got that fire. And I let a little woody if you want it. They want that fire. It's my money and I want it now. So they want action packed shit off the rip. That's what casuals want. Real true boxing fans, you like that too. But you also like, a little bit tension in there. And you like a little bit of tactics. And then when the ice break, then you know what it is. It's ass whooping time. That's one thing you like about fighters that are friends and shit. When somebody land the first good punch, when somebody land the first good punch, then a fight break out, or then the competitive juices get to flowing. So, but just to kind of end in on the weight thing here, Joe Goosen stopped talking to Minnie, but Joe Goosen said, well, he can eat 10 steaks and that's still 10 pounds. Well, it don't work like that, Joe. But I get what Joe Goosen was saying. And the thing about the rehydration clause, it may work in Ryan Garcia's favor. Him not piling on all that additional weight, him not piling on that additional weight, may be beneficial to him. He should be lighter, faster, and quicker. Now, you pile on a whole bunch of weight, yeah, it got its benefits and its cons. The benefit of piling on a bunch of weight without the rehydration clause, guess what? The benefit of it is that you can absorb a better punch. The cons about it is it can affect conditioning. You could be a little bit more sluggish. You could be a step slow. And a lot of people tend to think that Ryan Garcia advantage in this fight is going to be his speed. So is it more important for Ryan Garcia to be able to pack more weight on his frame where he can take a punch? Or is it important for him to maintain the balance of having speed and having conditioning? See, packing on all that weight ain't always beneficial, but when you're young, the cons kind of don't really mess with you as much. You know what I'm saying? The cons don't mess with you. You able to kind of main, but he gonna be slower and sluggish, packing on too much weight. He gonna be slower and sluggish. So him coming in having that rehydration clause might make him that much more deadlier. Devin and Loma is more valuable and meaningful, but Tank and Ryan is entertaining. That's all people care about. People don't care about the legacy. Casuals don't care about the legacy. These new boxer fans don't care about the legacy. You just want to be entertained. You want to get your bang for your buck. This fight getting 1 million views. Like what? Streaming wise, it's not getting 1 million pay-per-view buys. I tell you that right now. It's not getting 1 million pay-per-view buys. I tell you that right now. Yeah, it's probably gonna get millions and millions of views from streams. Nobody cares about the sport of boxing anymore, fam. And they don't. I'm not sure how the pay-per-view do, but it's very unpredictable for this fight. Gen Z don't buy fights, and black people don't buy fights as well, too. I don't know about that. Bro, I got my boss, 60-year-old dude who never watched boxing, he gonna buy this fight. Well, there you go. But if he been 60 years old, I'm pretty sure he knows something about boxing. Because in his lifetime, boxing was a pinnacle sport. 80s, the boxing was a pinnacle sport. And I hear people at the barbershop talking about it. I'm going to a party tomorrow, white party tomorrow. They'll be buying the fight there. So, yeah, I'm not sure it's going to do 1 million pay-per-view buys. But if it do, I mean, RIP boxing. I'll tell you that right now. If it do 1 million pay-per-view buys, RIP boxing. The way you do the regular formula, how to build up a fight, how kind of Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather was the marination game, and everybody wanted to replicate that. And everybody gonna be on social media, TikToking, twerking, and motherfucking doing the robot, the funky chicken, whatever the hell they doing. Everybody gonna be talking about pay-per-view subscribers, and this is gonna be the new template on how to build a boxer. And they talk about all the things that America's doing to emasculation. It's a lot of stuff people don't pay attention to. Like in, basketball, you got people saying they should get rid of the charge. Like, bro, football can't hit nobody no more. Put flags on them. And then boxing is just, this Manny Pacquiao Mayweather template of marination. Now this is gonna be the new template. And sports is going to a point where I can't go no more. Got the basketball players don't want to play no more. Shout out to pay-per-view Palooza and the Cash App. Appreciate the love, fam. Basketball going to a place that I can't go no more, bro. Football is getting there. And people can say, "Ooh, the politics," and I agree. You don't ever bring politics into the workplace. I'm never gonna lie to y'all about that. Even if you're in the union shop, you just keep it casual. Don't tell people what your political views is. Or none of that. But, and that's why China got a big problem with the United States. That's why. Because of the agenda that they pushing. And I'll leave it at that. And a lot of y'all are not even paying attention that, the agenda that they pushing is pouring over into sports, not just schools and gender sports and all that type of shit and bathrooms. It's hurting sports too, bro. And it's like to the point is like, at what point does it stop? They it's going into the Me Too movement and all that. But at what point do you draw the damn line? Tell me, at what point do the line just keep getting pushed further and further and further down the line, bro? It's getting pushed further and further down, further and further. The line is going, all this girl power and stuff. You're gonna see how this gonna turn out, bro. It might be like in the tail end of our lifetime, but y'all gonna see how this gonna turn out. It ain't gonna be pretty. And it's the reason why they didn't give women rights, and in some countries they still don't. And I'll leave it at that. But yeah, it's an emasculation across the board. And money got a lot to do with ruining it. And if this fight pop off tomorrow, man, and it's a huge success in the million pay-per-view buys, and people could say, well, CJ, won't it mean that they'll work together more? Could be. That could be the positive. Oh, if we work together, we can make money together. and everybody can be happy. And that's one way to look at it. But the way I know, the way boxing want to go with it, what they gonna do is they gonna sit there and they gonna be like, well, this is the new way to build up a fight. This is a new way to build up a fight. Build up your social media following and cherry pick guys and try to build their profile like Ryan and Tank and these the fights that this is how we gonna do this. And this is the new template they're gonna use. See, with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury being a success, the difference in that was this, bro. Wilder would to this day in his allegations, which are still allegations, has not been proven with any validity of yet. But what he did to this day, and him accusing Tyson Fury all that cheating, that sold that second and that third fight, that second fight. That's what sold that fight. That's what sold that fight, bro. Real talk. And and that was improv. I mean, I don't know if the cheating allegations was improv or whatever it was, but they sold that fight, and people wanted to see what if he was saying was true. People wanted to see if that was true. But this is something that they can continue to replicate. Lavish salute. Monty said, no way this fight does $1 million pay-per-views. I would absolutely shot for hit $1 million, not with this damn price of this fight. I mean, you ever like procrastinate on buying something? Like I just did that shit with something, bro. And I ain't want to like it'd be like something be like $50 and you procrastinate, you got the money for it, but you just don't never. It ain't even nothing expensive. It could be, I don't know. I just feel like I bought something that I just been bullshitting. I bought this redwood shit. This nitric oxide redwood for blood support. And I take a lot of L-arginines and all that type of stuff, but this supposed to be different. And it was this doesn't have L-arginine, but it's good for blood flow. She was $53. And part of their bad reviews, even though most of their reviews are good, is like because of the price. It's because of the price of this stuff. $53. And I was like, man, I've been debating for months. I buy GNC L-arginine for blood support. I buy another one. I don't have it right here, but it's another one that come in a blue bottle. It's $6, 90 pills. And you kind of sit there and you debate about buying something. I was like, man, I'll go ahead and buy it. I got it. Go ahead and fucking buy that shit. That's kind of like people complain about the price, but they spend $100 out their ass like that. You know what I'm saying? They spend $200-$300 on some shoes. Yeah, politics is definitely ruin sports, especially with sports shows and networks has turned into CNN. Yep, Democrats. Yep. When it's the fight is the fight is tomorrow night. Now, take my advice on this. Oh, my chicken ready. Hold on. But take my advice on this. I would say the ring walk is going to be around midnight, but the 11:30 Eastern Standard Time to be safe. They probably won't start fighting until about after midnight. But hold on one second. I'm going to play this real quick. I go get my chicken out of the oven. I'm eating dinner after I get off. But here. Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You right there watching this video, waiting for this live stream to start, or just watching the membership video, man, and why you should join the membership. Let's talk about it real quick, expeditiously. We got the 3 levels. You got the rookie level, got loyalty badges, you got custom emoji badges, and you have members only live stream. As we get more people flowing in to join the membership, I have members only live chat. That means everybody can see the video that want to see the video, but only members will be able to chat. That's $3. That's a rookie. Dog Star, you get personal shout outs before the videos. Maybe. All right, my bad. I had to grab my chicken out the oven. So yeah, I would say about 11:30 midnight is when you gonna expect the ring walk. So yep, tomorrow Saturday night, I would say for this main event, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. But if I was a bet, man, I say it's gonna start around midnight. Fighting gonna start Sunday to Eastern Standard Time. AB, what's going on? Yeah, shout out to Ernest. What's going on? He said, "Truth be told, all you really need to do is move closer to the equator and eat what they eat." Yeah, you probably right. You probably right. But shit, I want some hog mog. I want some pig feet. He said, "Didn't I tell you to take out the last night? Take out the trash." He said, "I was asleep. Wish your ass to sleep right now. Get up and knock your ass left. Make your ass take out that damn trash." Hey! What are you doing? We ain't got no milk. You better put some water on that damn shit. Hey, take the garbage outside up front, son. Oh man, Friday my fucking movie, dude. But nonetheless, I think that but yeah, I think it's gonna deliver, man. So yeah, you could probably expect this fight to be on midnight, bro. Midnight in the morning on Sunday night. That's what I expect. So I probably ain't. I got a party to go to, so I probably ain't gonna like step into the party till like 11. The 11, because I got some errands I got to run tomorrow night, and I'm tomorrow morning. I'm probably gonna just sleep today. I got a couple things I got to do. Kind of want to clean this. I'm about to clean this little office out, and I wanted to clean my trunk out, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to that tomorrow. And then I'm probably gonna just chill, because that's my plan. I'm probably gonna chill, um, but 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 yeah, man. I mean, shit. I'm pretty sure the weight gonna be an excuse after the fight. I just think Tank Davis is just too much. I think Tank Davis is literally too much. Oscar De La Hoya with the see-through shirt on, man. And then he apparently, according to Showtime, that he admitted that he had fake abs and shit. Like really, they out here getting fake abs and stuff. Um, but yeah, I think Tank gonna handle his business. And I think Tank Davis is I think Tank Davis is probably I think Tank Davis is probably going to I think it's gonna probably start to the body, knowing I think they smart over there. I think the attack is gonna start to the body, and then I think he's gonna take Ryan legs away. He'll start off slow. And I think he's gonna take Ryan legs away. And then I think Ryan defense is gonna fall apart. His legs gonna be gone. And I think he's gonna start seeing Tank Davis drop him to the ropes, walk him down. And I think you might see Ryan Garcia for desperation counter, trying to counter him off the ropes or something like that. But synopsis real quick. I think for Ryan Garcia, everybody talking about his height and his reach being an advantage. And today in boxing, it's a disadvantage. A lot of these dudes, that use their height and reach, they don't use it to success. A lot of these dudes give up their height and reach. They don't use it to their success. And a lot of people like to just stick and move with their height and reach, move and feint and all that, move backwards, slide on the ropes. You got a real good puncher in there, man. And Andre Ward to tell you this, he said this many times. You got to go to the puncher. A lot of times you got to keep that puncher from being on, but keeping him on balance. If he able to set his feet and get his center of gravity and get balance and get that leverage that he's looking for, it's gonna be all she wrote. Especially if you allow him to move forward and allow Tank Davis how he like to pace himself and take his time and break you down. A lot of people say, well, Ryan Garcia should come out hot and try to get as many rounds up front. Caleb Plant tried to do it, and ultimately, the referee saved him from getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? But I think ultimately for Ryan Garcia, I think the mission for him is to find the perfect distance and control it. And I think finding that distance for Ryan Garcia is going to be walking the Tank, pressing Tank backwards, making Tank have to make a deep turn defense into offense. And that means letting Tank weave on the inside and make a boxing move. And when Tank try to close the gap, that having an answer. And the answer could be stepping to the side and then touching him. The answer could be just throwing a jab and changing the speeds of his jab. It could be a 1-2. It could be a check hook. It could be a left hook. It could be, when he try to come forward, just simply when he get inside, clinching. But he has to maintain that distance, and he has to make Gervonta Davis work to get on the inside. And one of the things about Gervonta Davis working to get on the inside, what you want to do is you want to make him rush. Like if you get up enough rounds and he started to kind of panic and want to pick it up, you want him to rush and make a mistake trying to get on the inside. And I think for Ryan Garcia, he's an orthodox fighter, I believe, right? I think Ryan Garcia, the punch, I think the punch, the most underrated punch that nobody talking about that he need to be working on is that right uppercut. You got somebody who love to walk you down, who's shorter than you. You should be throwing that uppercut. He should be throwing that right uppercut. But the most important punch for him is in this order. The jab is the most important punch for him. The right hand is the second most important punch for him. Third most important punch is the left hook. And people say, well, the left hook is his best shot. Yeah, of course. So, Gervonta gonna be looking for it. So the jab needs to be on point because you got a shorter guy that's looking to get inside. He's a guy that takes his time to get on the inside. And most pressure fighters do. They take their time to get on the inside. That way, that jab, especially if you change the jab, spear jab, up jab, peppering type jab, power jabs, he should be throwing every type of jab, counter jab, 3 and 4, measure him like the Klitschko's with a jab. He should be throwing a whole bunch of just different jabs. And he got to work to get past that jab. And him being a shorter fighter, he don't have the much shorter arms. I think it's like 1.5 inches, but Ryan Garcia a little bit taller, so he still got to get to point A to point C, and he gonna have to make a boxing move to do it. And that's gonna be even weave. Is he gonna be weaving, breaking him down to the body, or trying to come up top? And I think he's gonna try to feint to get Ryan to drop his guard, and then get on the inside, work with some body shots, then teeing off. But if Ryan Garcia keep the jab going, you know what I'm saying, his reflexes are good, keep his defense tight, and use his footwork, his footwork, step over, feint, and get off. And I think him getting off first is very imperative too. I haven't talked about that enough. He got to be first. Him being first is gonna take the feints away. Him being first, it's gonna take the feints away. Him being first is critical. Them sitting there taking their time. Why take your time and sit there and let him feint and come and go as he please and walk in and he could be throwing a jab? You know what I'm saying? When you could be throwing a jab gonna take all that shit away. But you got to be careful because with the jab, if he start countering that jab, or you start not bringing that hand back home, and your chin start flying up, But Tank gonna have to work to get on the inside. But if he don't make Tank work to get on the inside, bro, and Tank able to get on the inside and stay there. And the thing about Ryan Garcia, he in the tackle whole fight, he didn't show a good jab in that fight, and the jab would have stopped him. You know what I'm saying? He trying to lead off of right hands and left hooks and all that type of shit. Man, this is a fight where you got a shorter guy that stalk you to come in. You can win the fight off a jab. You can win the fight off the jab. You can win the fight off a jab. Simple as that. So, I mean, even with the jab, Ernest, he ain't got to have the greatest footwork. He ain't got to have even with the jab, he ain't got to have the greatest footwork. So that's one thing to think about. Even with the jab, he don't have to have the greatest footwork. He don't. He don't have to have the greatest footwork, even with the jab. He don't. It's just subtlety, stepping over, taking his time. But I think that right uppercut is something he should be looking for. But like I said, we saying all these things he needs to do, but do Joe Goosen and him see it that way? That's the question. He could say Joe Goose said, well, he's the hardest worker. I seen, in the gym and all that. And that's the shit he supposed to say. He's an employee of Ryan Garcia. This is what he supposed to say. To sell the fight and all that. But what we seen And the Fortuna fight wasn't much to manage from because he was out of shape. And that's why they called him. But what we seen was, in the Takaho fight, we seen a guy that just lacked basic fundamentals. That's what we seen. We seen a guy that lacked basic fundamentals. Basic, and you in the corner and you didn't hear any instructions. At least I don't remember hearing any instructions to throw a jab. A jab would, and maybe they was working on certain things. But if he think he gonna beat Tank leading off of right hands and left hooks, he just gonna have to catch him. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. If he think he gonna catch him with right hook, with all that, I don't see that happening. He can catch him, and anything can happen in boxing for sure. Anything can happen in boxing, but I really think he need to stay on the stick. Pause. He need to stay on that jab and work off that jab. That's your advantage as a taller fighter, and even with speed. I mean, he got to change the speed of them punches. He throw everything at one speed, and somebody can time him. No matter how fast it is, guess what? You start getting the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th round, speed ain't no factor no more, bro. Speed ain't no factor no more. You know what I'm saying? And that was kind of like a Amir Khan problem. A lot of people make the correlation between him and Amir Khan because there's a lot of parallels, which means there's a lot of things they do that's the same. And one of the things you start talking about is the lack of defensive responsibility and the lack of the inability to change the speed of the punches. They have a tough time changing the speeds of their punches. A very tough time changing the speed of punches. And I think a lot of that got to do with being amateur, just being an amateur and getting away with it in amateurs. And I remember Timothy Bradley saying Joel Diaz when he turned professional, he made his style as a professional style. He showed him how to fight like a pro. And with Amir Khan, that never happened. And with Ryan Garcia, it's not happening. It's not happening right now. It's not happening. So hopefully Joe Goosen and him can clean up some things. But the main things that he needs to work on is distance. And distance is just the attribute that nobody talks about in the sport of boxing. You got to find the distance, maintain the distance. And if you do that, or you best that, a lot of times you're going to win the fight. So he got to define the distance, control the distance. He got to work off the jab. I think working off the jab, he needs to throw the right hand, right? Working off the jab. And 2, he need to maintain that distance. And if that's, Tank getting close, clinching, if that's pivoting or stepping back and making Tank reset and getting off, if that's you continue to push Tank back, need to happen. Right hand got to get going because that's a punch versus southpaw. And when you get all that cooking, then you can start, mixing in the left hook upstairs and downstairs. And you got Tank Davis who like to let people work and then step it up at the end. I would tell him, throw a little body shots in there when you feel comfortable. Bang that drum when you get in there. And slow him down a little bit. And then I would just say that uppercut is the punch that he probably don't expect. And that just kind of need to be done. But that's really the keys to victory for Ryan Garcia. And some of the things I don't think he's capable of doing. And that's why I got Tank winning. Simple as that. Most of those things he hasn't shown. Maintaining distance, using the jab, uppercut, a good right hand, competence from the corner as far as, staying on the jab and doing stuff like that. So, yeah. It's my opinion. This is what I've seen, and maybe they might flip the switch. Yeah, that card is trash. Morel's going to beat that. Oh, the Falcoa is pretty good, though. He's solid. I like that fight, but not as a co-feature. Jalen, salute. Ryan gonna try to hold Tank and catch him with uppercuts. I think he gonna try to counter with that uppercut. Ryan gonna end up like Leo. I think that's what we all expect. Keys. A lot of people trying to say like, oh, it's gonna go to distance. Okay, put your money on that. It starts tomorrow night. I would say the main event around 11:30, really midnight. Ryan has slow feet. So remember that leap hook, he used versus Barrios. Ooh wee. I mean, you ain't supposed to leave your feet though. Ryan looked hella sloppy in that Tago fight. He couldn't even cut off the ring with no jab at all. He looked terrible. Follow him around the ring and shit. And what weight was that? Not what weight. How long ago was his layoff between that and the Luke Campbell fight? How long was that layoff? So what was it? Over a year and about 3 months. So he coming off a 9-month layoff here, so a little bit more fresh. He says a funny fact: Tank can lose and still get an upgrade when Haney moves up. I guess, yeah, because he still hold the belt. Not a fan of Oscar's Illinois fishnet shirt. Yeah, Oscar think he's saucy, like it's crazy. Who is the ref? I hope it ain't old boy. High Booty Baylor. No, it's shit. Who is I forget who it was. Thomas something. Hold on, I'll put it on the screen. What's the dude's name? They announced it. Thomas Taylor. Thomas Taylor is the ref. The judges Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and Steve Weisfeld. So I don't know the fuck. I can't remember who Thomas Taylor is. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I've seen this face before. Hold on. Yeah, I've seen this face before. Hold on. So this is the ref. He's ref. Shit, I don't know these damn fights. He didn't ref. I don't know none of these fights. I'd have seen him before. He ref Justin DeLoach for one of the. He did Brandon Figueroa and Mark Mayaxo. So yeah, he at least did the one that we could remember. So that's wonderful. And talk about for Tank Day. Let me get some comments. Ernest bruh. He says, I see a white towel flying from Garcia corner, unfortunately. Oh, that Texas dude, he be talking mad shit in them fights. So but yeah, kind of going back to Tank Davis. I think for Tank, man, it's about I think for Tank, it's about capitalizing on mistakes. Can he capitalize on mistakes? And that's it. Can he diffuse the speed? Joel Embiid is hurt, has a sprained knee, will not suit up in game. Have y'all seen this? And I already know they expect to sweep him without Joel Embiid, right? But have y'all seen this many injured NBA players in the playoffs? Like, this shit is crazy, bro. But nonetheless, but for him, it just really boiled down to just capitalizing off mistakes. That's what I will say. When Ryan throw a punch and he out of position, you got to capitalize on it. When he make Ryan miss, he got to capitalize with a counter punch. All those things got to happen. All those got to happen. He can not allow Ryan Garcia to commit, miss punches, make mistakes, and not capitalize on them. Simple as that. He cannot allow that to happen. He must capitalize on mistakes. He cannot let Ryan Garcia mount any momentum. He can't let Ryan Garcia get any confidence. He got to go to Ryan Garcia body. You take the body of a guy that's probably going to be a little bit of weight drain. You take his legs and you make him a sitting duck. Ryan Garcia, I believe, has been 12 one time. I could be wrong. I believe Ryan Garcia was 12 versus Tago. That's the first time Ryan Garcia went 12. He went 10 two times versus Carlos Moraes and Jason Velez. So you got a guy who went 10 two times and 12 once, right? Who ain't been active at all. He ain't fought 9 months before that last fight. It was a year and a year and 9 months or a year and 3 months before Tagahoe and Luke Campbell, whatever it was, right? And Gervonta Davis has been 12 once. He went 11 with Barrios. He was 12 twice with Gamboa, but it didn't go the distance, but he was in the 12th round. So, I mean, Tank Davis conditioning ain't that much more. That's why I tell you these dudes ain't proven, bro. And I guess that's the intrigue. Tank Davis went 12 one time, and that was with Isaac Cruz. He did make it to the 12th round against Gamboa, but he stopped him. All right. He went 9 versus Hector Luis Garcia. So, I mean, he only went the distance. He been in the 12th round twice. So he went 9 versus Luis Sanchez. So Tank Davis saying if this become a fight of attrition, it might be anybody. I don't expect it to go that long, but it might be anybody ball game. How you been holding on? I'm good, bro. I can't complain. He said facts. So I was just thinking that CJ. It's like buku injuries early in the playoffs, and they all this low management bull job. Golden Boy and PBC and Golden Boy Promotions financially desperate enough to let Ryan win Saturday night to set. I don't think so. Ryan Garcia winning is a blow to PBC. They done if Ryan Garcia win this fight. They done. They done if they win this fight. They done. They can't have that. They can't have that. They done. They can't have it. They can't have it. But back to Tank. Just about capitalizing on mistakes. I just think, you always prepare to go 12. But also, you just want to put that water in the bank. I think the body shots is what's going to do it early. I think he's going to chop the tree from the body, make him a sitting target, and then I think he's going to try to take him out when he is sitting target. But like I said, neither one of these dudes has proven in the championship round that they can dig down deep and make something happen. You could say, well, Tank versus Mario Barrios, but we got to remember, Barrios was weight drained. So I just think Tank a different type of caliber fighter. I think he been proving a little bit more in his resume. I mean, you go through a resume and you can look at what Tank Davidson did. Who was better on, who better than Hector Luis Garcia on Ryan resume? I mean, come on. He fought a puncher in Rolly, Isaac Cruz, Barrios, Leo Santa Cruz, Gamboa. I mean, it's like I said before, the resume is not competitive. And that's saying a lot because a lot of people say Tank Davis ain't fought nobody. But the caveat is this, right? You can say Luke Campbell probably better than Hector Luis Garcia, but Luke Campbell never won a world title, so never be nobody as good as Colbert neither. But what you can say is Tank is 28 and Ryan is 24 years old, so it's 4 years difference between both those guys too. And the way they talk about Tank Davis, you'd think he had already, 5 formidable opponents, and there's some questions. Some people had questions about his chin and all this stuff, and he can take a punch. He ain't had to dig down. It's a lot of questions to be answered on both sides. I just feel more comfortable looking at Tank Davis, answering those questions more than Ryan Garcia. I see Tank. He looked a little bit more compact in his punches. I see Tank. It's a 2.5 reach advantage. Excuse me. Be able to move and have a plan B. Ryan Garcia it's like the Charger Everybody like to hear, the Charger is, the car is fast or the Challenger, but the suspension is terrible on them. They're not really good cars. It look good, it drive good. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, but once you really get to driving it, feel the suspension and some of the weak points, it's a good looking car, but it's not durable, it's not reliable. And that's kind of like Ryan Garcia. Everybody see the highlights and the hand speed. Oh, he can fight. But who he knocking out? Who he doing this to? You know what I'm saying? And Ryan Garcia tomorrow night, even in a losing victory, is to prove his validity as a fighter. But then again, if he go up to 140, who asked who he gonna whoop? See, Tank Davis can stay safe at 135. He can stay on one side of the division. Devin drop some belts, get a belt or two, and they can continue to make excuses on why Shakur Stevenson is born and why he don't deserve to be in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. That's the only guy he really got to avoid. He'll be protected by everything else. Ryan Garcia, can he continue to make 35 going to 40? Who can he whoop? Maybe Rolly. I think if Ryan Garcia lose in devastating fashion tomorrow, I think if Ryan Garcia even win, you might not see Ryan Garcia in the ring unless it's Tank Davis rematch. He might get in there with Devin Haney at 35 or something like that. I think Devin Haney, but him going to 140, who can he whoop? He might be crazy enough to get in there with T.O. if he beat Josh Taylor. Long story short, I only see Ryan Garcia taking on other 135 pounders at 140. That's the best way I can put it. That's the best way I can put it. That's all I see is him taking on other 135 pounders. I don't see him getting in there with Regis Prograis, despite the rumors. I don't see him getting in there with no other killers. And that's my personal opinion. I think if he lose, he might retire. Like if he lose in devastating fashion, he might retire. That motherfucker might have a Victor Ortiz moment tomorrow and say, well, I don't think I deserve to be taking this type of punishment. We can only hope this event should fail because, both fighters and promotional companies refuse to fight top competition at 35 and 40. I mean, that's the best way I can say it too. And this is going to be the new wave of how to build a fighter. Is avoid all tough fights and get easy fake belts and duck title eliminators and duck championship fights. This is going to be the new wave. It is what it is. It ain't like boxing ain't going into the shitter anyway. Ryan get crushed at 140. Tank loses at 42. Regis destroys Ryan Garcia. We all know that, but we all know he ain't getting in the ring or Regis Prograis for all the tea in China. We all know that. We all know that. We all know that. We all know that. He ain't getting in there with all the tea in China. I got any questions, I answer them. I answer if y'all got some questions. But as far as Gervonta Davis, bro, I think the keys to victory tomorrow is to cut the distance off. One of the ways he can do that is by utilizing his jab, especially if Ryan ain't utilizing his jab. If Ryan utilizing his jab, then he can jab at Ryan, counter Ryan jab, slip it, try to get on the inside. I think using his jab to get on the inside, attacking the body, taking Ryan Garcia mobility away, make him a sitting duck, rip the body and chop the head down. I think that's what it is. Also, if he able to walk Ryan Garcia down and cut the distance off on Ryan Garcia, just capitalize on some of the mistakes he make. I think the overhand left, overhand right. I think those are the punches to look out for. Wouldn't be surprised if a body shot started the trouble or finished the trouble. But I think the overhand left and right, where you got a guy who taller, who chin fly up, and I think a feint overhand left and right. I think combinations to the body and then rip the head. So I look for it to be a body shot or overhand left or right that start or cause the trouble or get the knockout. But I think if Ryan Garcia his jab is absent, I think it's Tank's job to utilize his jab and use that to open up the enigma that we know is Ryan Garcia. But people like Ryan confident. Does he got something in the bank that we don't know about? And he could. He could have something in the bank we don't know about. But let's ask our expert real quick. We got the He busy. He a busy dog. All right. He know both fighters. Mason in the butt. Tell me who you got winning. Okay. What you say? All right, I got you, bro. He said he got Gervonta Davis in 5 rounds. He said he like Ryan Garcia YouTube channel. He like his TikToks and all that shit. But he got Gervonta Davis winning in 5. He said Tank just a dog. So he can always identify with other dogs. And he said Tank heart is as big as his heart, which Mason got a lot of heart. So Mason going with Gervonta in 5. I got Gervonta in 7. We know the other dogs don't participate in the sport of boxing, so we don't ask their opinions. So then locking in, Mason say Tank in 5. He said book that shit. He said if you win some bread, send him some dog treats, some toys and shit. Just send him a fit. So yeah, but y'all got any questions? I'll answer them. But yeah, I think Tank Davis is gonna work the body. And then I really only reason I'm saying the 7th round, I think it should be earlier, is because he's a slow starter. So I don't think Ryan see the championship round. But if it becomes a fight of attrition, it's gonna be interesting. You know, what type of chin Tank got, what type of chin Ryan got. You say on a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised would I be if Ryan won? 10. I'll be a full 10. You know, this dude ain't gonna never be able to show his face again. I think his career might be over with. It'll never be the same. Like that Drake album. It'll never be the same. He can't lose to him and go. What Kobe said, he can't come back to the tri-state area. I said he can't come back to the metropolitan Baltimore area. And Kobe said he can't come back to the tri-state area. He banned from the tri-state area. So that's tough. That's tough. But he can't lose that fight, bro. And I don't think he won. I think it's a 95%, 95.99% chance he win. And Ryan got about a 5% chance to win, and that's a puncher's chance. He ain't got no business. He ain't had no business putting the rehydration clause on Ryan. He ain't had no business putting this at a catch weight. He should have beat Ryan Garcia at 40. Wouldn't have been no excuses. So he had no business. He lose to him under these restrictions. Make it even worse. These restrictions make it even worse. So he get his ass whooped by him. He had that one coming. He got that one coming. He get his ass whooped by him. I don't want to hear no other excuses. I don't want to hear no others. You get your ass stumped, you can get stumped in the club. You know what I'm saying? He go in there and get whooped on by a content creator and all that shit he been talking about don't bring your moms and your daughters to the fight. And yeah, after the fight, it's gonna be all love. All this to build up the fight. And after this, I think if Ryan do win, I think he will fight Devin Haney. He's going to pay a lot of money for that. Tank Davis win, go to the pen, probably get out, fight Eastside Cruz in a rematch or something like that. Shit, might do a trilogy with Leo Santa Cruz. Well, you just never know. So, but yeah, that's what I got for y'all today. No questions. I'll try to get y'all the purse video first thing in the morning. Thumbs up the video, help the channel, hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Support the podcast, rate it, follow or subscribe to it. Amazon Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We everywhere. The link tree will take you to it. You want to, financially support the channel. Best way you can do that. Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in description. Appreciate the love, support. Listen to this on the podcast. I make it available right after this process, so it should be everywhere about 11 or midnight. So you can listen to this, man. So appreciate y'all. Peace.